I'm Dr. Vandana Shiva. I started Navdanya, and Navdanya saves seeds. We help farmers move from a chemical toxic agriculture to an organic farming, but most importantly, in a world of unfair trade, which is called free trade, we build the capacity of farmers to create fair trade links. To me, a farmer is anyone who produces food. A farmer is not a landlord, because very often landlords don't work the land at all. So a farmer is the landless worker. Farmer includes the fish harvesters. It includes the tribals who live from forests. In many countries, most people are farmers. All of Africa is largely farmers. In India, too, the majority are still land-based. Most of Latin America, most of Asian countries are peasant economies. A system that costs more to produce is actually a recipe for getting farmers off the land. And the Green Revolution was the name given to the spread of chemical farming to the Third World. Chemicals require monocultures, and monocultures are actually lower biological productivity than mixed systems. Why is the yield an inadequate measure? Because it only measures one part of one crop that goes to the market. It is a commodity measurement, not a nutrition measurement. So we are growing more and more commodities and less food, which is why we have 1 billion people hungry. And in addition, we have 2 billion people suffering from diseases related to malnutrition.
Generally, we're in a situation right now with our food system where globalization has really deeply impacted the ability of people not in North America and Europe being able to feed themselves. The opening of global markets, what we've seen is European and North American food dumping into developing nations where tariffs and protections have come down in those systems. But we don't see this same opening of the borders in the reverse direction. Agriculture is swayed toward commodity production and export markets. And it's part of that whole neoliberal globalization agenda that the goal is to make money with which then farmers can buy food, or that local people can buy food, as opposed to localizing the food system.
What happened with the build-up of globalization And the move from the Green Revolution to genetic engineering was the fact that seeds now became intellectual property by changing a gene in a plant, and then we can claim we have invented that plant, we can claim a patent, we can claim intellectual property rights, but we must do this globally. So we must have an international treaty, and that became the World Trade Organization Agreement on Intellectual Property Rights, which in effect made it illegal for farmers to save seeds if those laws were implemented. We made sure in our patent law we would not allow the patenting of seeds because seeds make themselves, and adding a gene is not the creation of a seed. There's nothing wrong with native seeds. They do fine with organic, and farmers are breeders. Otherwise, for 10,000 years, how did we get all the seeds? And women farmers particularly are breeders. But what they do is take royalty not through a patent, which they can't have, they take royalty through what they call a technology fee. So that's already a place where farmers start to get into debt. They don't buy the seed, they come and sign for credit. The agents go to their doorstep with video vans and say, take the seed, and then the seed gets pests. They say, take this for pesticide. 2 years, 3 years, they're in debt, they can't pay. That's the day I decided I would save seeds. So that's a mandala of the 9 seeds. Every ceremony in India, we use the 9 seeds, Navdanya, sacred seeds. So we create awareness on the seed, on diversity, on nutrition in diversity, on methods of cooking, on fair distribution. When I started to save seeds, I began with 2 basic assumptions. Nature isn't stupid and our ancestors weren't stupid. We have connected knowledge, traditional knowledge, women's knowledge, grandmother's knowledge to the issue of food. We've connected the politics of control over food to issues of food democracy. We've connected research to activism. Because for every case we have fought, for example, the cases on biopiracy, the patenting of neem, the patenting of basmati, the rice that you ate today, the patenting of an old wheat variety. In all of this, we have to do a lot of research. But then we combine it with activism, and I took 100,000 signatures to the European Patent Office. So for us, it wasn't just an issue of law. It was also an issue of people's participation. And I think the most important thing we've done is break down the boundaries that divide experts who know from the rest of the public that's not supposed to know. We've shown that farmers have a lot of knowledge, women have a lot of knowledge, and that knowledge is very relevant to the future of food.
This campus, which is called Bija Vidyapeeth. Bija means seed, Vidyapeeth means college. Navdanya, when we started asking farmer to go to organic, so it was a bit difficult at that time. Then we started this farm, we demonstrated that it is possible. income has gone up to 3 to 5 times after they joined Navdanya. So I was a bit surprised to know that the farmer who was not really interested in converting to organic, when I went there, so he said, no, now I am shifted to organic because I saw what you are doing is really good. Yeah, I mean, we have regular trainings for farmers, and most of the farmers training organized by, I can tell you, all the farmers training organized by Navdanya are free. We also pay them fair. It's not just they come here and they get training, but we also pay them their ticket for coming here and also for food and accommodation during their travel time.
So I've been working here for about 8 months now. I work here as the intern, which is known as Bijaks also right now, the volunteers and the program coordinator. Navdanya is working with Bhutan. Bhutan is going to be organic 100% by the end of 2016. So we work with Seeds of Hope, like Gardens of Hope. So what we do is, like, we go to the schools. Basically, we're working with one of the schools nearby, and we go and work with the kids from starting from the soil till the end. For example, digging up, like harvesting, like sowing the seeds, watering the plant, everything till it's grown. Once the thing is done, when they harvest the vegetables, they eat them because that's their work, what they've done. Now we are working with more than 25 schools in just nearby.
The agriculture A to Z or A to Z course, as you folks say, which is a food systems overview that is meant to give both theoretical and practical hands-on experience to people who really want to begin to understand how agroecology fits into the broader agriculture and social landscape. This is moving seed breeding away from the control of the multinationals back into the hands of the people.
So my name is Gabriela and I'm from Guatemala, and I came to Navdanya. I've been here for 2 months to learn about organic farming and sustainable methods for development.
I'm Katie Roseman. I'm a student at Vassar College in New York, in the USA. I have been at Navdanya for 3 months.
I'm Susan Drew from Kansas City, Missouri, and I really just came to Navdanya for 3 months as well, actually, but to see kind of the theoretical that we get so pushed with so heavily in the States and the university, see more a practical approach to it in the field. So Navdanya really stresses biodiversity for one, and organic practices for two. Well, not really in that order, but just in general.
And so when Vandana Shiva first bought the farm, it was totally planted, it was a eucalyptus farm, so that was drawing all the nutrients out of the soil. And so she was really innovative in figuring out how to make the soil more nutrient rich. And at the farm right now, there's over 650 varieties of paddy planted. And in the seed bank, there are 700, or there were 700 varieties as of last year.
Many have different adaptations to weather, like drought resistant, resistant to high salinity in soil or flooding, etc.
A seed bank isn't a museum. A seed bank is a living thing, and it requires the seeds that are being saved to be grown out season after season and make sure they stay relevant.
We also have 13 small community seed banks around this farm. So the communities around this farm are also becoming self-sufficient in seed. The farmers are given seeds free, but as the name is bank, so they have to pay some interest on it. So they have to pay 25% interest. At the end of the season, I mean after the harvest, they have to pay back. And in case of any natural calamity or all, so they need not to pay anything.
People who are coming here from all over the world, where we stay here as a community. So the first thing is that, like, there's no religion, there's no country here. That's what I feel. Everybody feels the same. We all become a human being here. Whoever comes to Navdanya, they have this open mind of like really doing something, being a change for the world.
For me, the hope comes from finding the unity. And unity is not uniformity. In fact, uniformity is a method of fragmentation. You have already separated the farmer from the seed. You have separated the soil from the plant. You have separated the nutrition in the plant and the plant itself. So uniformity then is linked to all of these fragmentations. On the other hand, unity in diversity is where we weave these interconnections.
I can want the energy system to be completely differently, but I can't go out and personally choose hydrogen power. But I can go out and personally choose the food system that I want to create every day with every bite. And I don't have to beat myself up if I'm not able to do it every day. What if once a week I make a meal choice that really, selects the food system that I want, avoids GMOs, supports a local farmer, supports certification, helps bring back lost crops, like I can go and eat tatsoi, or I can look for barley as opposed to wheat. And I can look to make sure that that product has been grown locally and organically. And that starts to really shape the economy of the food system in a massive way. Imagine if everybody at your university just agreed tomorrow to stop drinking Coca-Cola or any other soda pop of any kind. Like, what would that do? Working at the community level to instill urban agriculture programs and support, localized food systems all year round. Those are efforts that are being made by folks who are struggling. I know it ended up sounding like this is a food system that we're developing for the rich, and then there's a different food system for those who can't afford it. And yet the most innovative work in America is being done in so-called poor communities, where we're seeing people reclaim empty lots in downtown cities in Pennsylvania, and turning those into community gardens and having people really engage in their food system in a meaningful way.
The issue of food is where every one of you can be involved. Some of you can be growers, some of you can be gardeners, some of you can be researchers, some of you can be activists, and some of you can be lawyers around these issues. But there's something or the other in the food system that is calling for citizens' engagement.